Yeah, talking about that first night, the first night, Odette Gomes wanted me to sing that song, and I don't know whether I remember all those words. Let me try though. Otherwise, I'll just sing the original. This is what actually happened just before I started Jukebox Jammies, or maybe 2 or 3 days before, where we were fooling around and I changed the words of a song. Everyone considered it the COVID of the county. No one ever stood one single time to prove the COVID wrong. Hands were getting clammy of the folks back in yellow. Something always told me they're still reading the damn thing wrong. Corona was only 10 weeks old when we were all sent back to prison. Lockdown. I looked out for flights, 'cause they all were on the run. I still recall those final words my PM said on telly. Son, your life ain't over now, but the collapse has just begun. I remember that. Promise no fun, can do normal things you've done. Walk away from people if you can. It won't mean you're weak if you turn the other cheek. I hope you're old enough to self-distance. Son, you gotta quarantine to be a man. I'm gonna go back to the original. There's someone for everyone. And COVID's love was Becky. In her arms he didn't have to prove he was a man. One day when he was working, Gatlin boys came calling. They took turns at Becky. There were 3 of them, Delta, Omicron, and Alpha. Tommy opened up the door and saw his Becky crying. The torn dress, the shattered look was more than he could stand. He reached about the fireplace and took down his daddy's picture. And as the tears fell on his daddy's face, he heard these words again. Promise me, son, not to do the things you've done. Walk away from virus if you can. It won't mean you're weak if you mask the other cheek. I hope you're old enough to understand. Son, you gotta quarantine to be a man. The Gatlin boys just laughed at him when he walked into the barroom. Delta, Omicron. Omicron got up and met him halfway across the floor. When Tommy turned around, he said, "Hey, look, old Yella's leaving." But you could hear a pin drop when Tommy stopped and locked the door. 20 years of vaccination was bottled up inside him. He wasn't holding back. He let him have it all. Pfizer and Covishield, and not a Gatlin boy was standing. He said, "This one's for Delta," as he watched the last one fall. I promise you, son, not to do the things you've done. I'll walk away from trouble when I can. Now please don't think I'm weak, I didn't mask my other cheek. And Papa, I sure hope you understand. Sometimes you gotta fight when you're a man. Everyone considered him the COVID of the county. Yeah, sometimes you gotta fight when you're a man.